Hello, everyone. I'm not full screen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last live episode of Boys Month. This is it's been an amazing month. It's been a really great month. Maybe a little sad today, but we'll talk about that later. Today we got to talk about The Furious, and of course, we're going to do this with the man who recommended it to me, Lucha Steve. Hello, Lucha Steve.
Hello, Tony from Hack the Movies, and hello, Hack Offs. How are you guys today?
I'm sure they're all doing great. Actually, they're upset because you got a fact wrong in the last live episode, Double Team.
Yeah, that was very embarrassing. I thought about it like
yourself
all night.
now. Correct yourself now.
Oh, okay. So at Double Team, I confused. I don't know how I did this. I confused Troy Hark with Ringo Lamb, and then I was explaining how Troy Hark was like a more grittier John Woo, but no, that's Ringo Lamb. Troy Hark is more like just a traditional martial arts guy.
Everyone was in the comments going, "This fucker doesn't know the difference between."
I'm hoping to redeem myself.
Whatever those two names were, they were like, "How does he not know that guy and that guy?"
I'm hoping I can redeem myself today.
You better. I'll be fact checking everything. But yes, we're going to be talking about The Furious. But first up, please sign up for Patreon. We got a lot of great stuff over at patreon.com/hackthemovies. If you subscribe annually, you get a discount. Lucha Steve, you're a patron. You love being a patron, right?
I do love being a patron because I get stuff like this.
What? Oh. Look at, hold on, let me full screen that. That is the best mug I've ever seen in my entire life. What a beautiful mug. Thank you so much.
There's nothing in it. I lied.
I don't even have one of those mugs. I guess I could steal my brother-in-law's if I really wanted to. I'm still rocking my best friend is my dog mug. That dog's not even alive anymore.
When are you getting a cat? My cat is my best friend mug.
When I get a cat, that's my best friend. So why would I get Lucha? Why would I possibly get a mug that says that now? Lucha, I didn't get a lot of sleep this week. Yesterday I woke up at 6 a.m. You want to know why?
It's because of Space Cat.
Yeah, I guess she was nervous from the all the people here this weekend. She hadn't been going to the bathroom much. So she just let it all out in the litter box in my bedroom at 6 a.m. And it was so bad. I had a dream about shitting and it woke me up. That's how bad it was. You know how when you have to pee, you have a dream about peeing?
Yeah.
Okay. I had that dream. I was like, oh my God. And I had to clean the thing. It was so annoying. I couldn't go back to sleep. She's trying to kill me. Anyway, patreon.com/hackthemovies, please, for the love of God. If you want, you can gift a membership to people. You can buy a subscription for a friend or a loved one or an enemy. Send it to an enemy. And they could be patrons for a year. At least sign up for free. So you get the free podcast feed, the free videos, anything that's free here will be free there. You get better notifications. I saw someone the other day saying, I didn't get notified for this video. And I went, oh, great. Another one. So Patreon is the place to go. Also, book me at cameo.com/Tony Peluso. And I will do a cameo for you. Buy some merch at the Retroware store. And on Patreon, I put up the Sci-Fi Horror Fest creator panel. It's a panel we did at the convention. And Joe didn't realize how many people would be on the panel, so I got cut out of the panel. My voice is still there. I'm just off camera. There will be another video where we live riffed an old cheesy movie. I have to cut that together. If you guys are wondering where the Street Fighter video is, I don't want to talk about it. There were multiple audio issues with it. I don't think it's going to see the light of day. My bad. So I hope you went there in person. You didn't, but I hope you would have went there in person. Also, I have a review for Jason and the Argonauts. And what else? Oh, my birthday weekend in Woodbridge, New Jersey at the Appa Hotel. I will be at PaisanCon. Only Italians, Lucha Steve. You're not invited.
That's fine. I can just go to Mexican Con, aka the swap meet. I can make that joke.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I can make that joke.
Speaking of joke, I forgot to include a slide here. Lucha Steve, real quick. What's the name of the game here at for live shows on Hack the Movies?
It is Super Chats. Everyone should go send as many Super Chats as possible. We're not even going to read the poor chat. And since I'm on a video now, I can be superior to everyone and also not read the poor chat.
And leave. We will say whatever you want or answer any questions within reason. If any of you sons of bitches try to get us to talk about postpartum depression, we will ignore it. So yeah, today we got to talk about man stuff. And Lucha Steve, you recommended The Furious. Yes. And I was like, oh boy, I better check this out. And then I went, what's this? A Hulu show about some lady from Shameless who's actually really hot. But I was like, what is this? A lady thing for Boys Month? And then I started calling you slurs. And you're like, no. The Furious. And I went, oh, there's two Furious. There's Furious on Hulu and The Furious.
Yes.
Which is a movie that takes place somewhere in Southeast Asia. Now, how did you come across this movie? I did hear a lot of people talking about it, but you were the first one I heard talking about it. This got amazing reviews.
Honestly, I've just been pretty plugged into like the Asian martial arts movies for quite a while. Like, obviously, I'm not like down in the trenches watching like every like random like direct to streaming Chinese movie that comes out, but generally when one has like a lot of hype, like I always try to make sure to like track it down. Like I'm someone who, when I was in junior high, I was watching like The Protector of like Tony Jaa.
So. Yeah, I like these movies. I still haven't revisited The Raid. The Raid is one of those. I don't know. I guess maybe it was just the mood I was in at the time. I don't know. For whatever reason, The Raid didn't hit as hard for me as it did a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to give it a second chance.
The thing is too is like that came out when Dredd, like around the time Dredd came out, and there was that whole thing where like, oh, who stole from who, and it's kind of just like they just made the same movie. It just
they both stole from Die Hard. How about that?
Yeah,
they both stole from. No, that annoyed me because Dredd was in production first, but just had more visual effects, and it came out afterwards. But there were people who were like, "Yeah, ripped off The Raid." I'm like, "No, it didn't." So yeah, I watched this movie this morning, and this is a solid one, Lucha.
Yeah, so second time for me.
Nice. So it takes place. By the way, you have to tell me what all the character names are, and
I have those. Don't worry.
Okay, good, because I forgot everyone's name.
To be fair, we don't find out the main character's name until the very end of the movie. So
yeah, I was just calling him Dad the whole time. So yeah, we start again somewhere in Southeast Asia. They didn't want to say where, but it's somewhere.
It's most likely Thailand, just because it looks like Thailand, and most of the casts that aren't main characters are Thai.
Yeah,
but I think the idea with this movie is just to kind of celebrate all of like Asian action cinema.
I don't know if this is celebrating Asia, to be honest.
No, Asian action cinema specifically.
Oh, okay.
Not
We're celebrating Asia. Yeah. Well, I don't think this should be celebrated. I was gonna say Thailand too. I took a class. Sounds like such an asshole. I took a class in college about like slavery and like modern day slavery. And what was the name of the book. Fuck. So I had a whole book on slavery, and there was a whole Thailand section about sex trafficking and how like fucked it is.
Yeah,
Like
it's
basically, and I was actually reading that book made me watching this movie made me think back to that book because like there's a whole thing that like the police were in on the trafficking, and whenever police would do a raid, it would just be to like look good, but it was like an orchestrated raid, really.
yeah, like probably
Uh,
they're like, oh, it's in that building when it's in this building over here.
yeah. And for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that book. It was like Invisible People, Invisible Children. I don't know. Someone find me the name of that book. Anyway, we open up on a reporter who's looking into all the sex trafficking stuff. Which, by the way, thank God they show her in a karate belt, so we know
Yeah.
that she's a kung fu man, as they're called, kung fu man.
Yes, that's exactly what she's called.
And don't worry, I know her name, Matia Pham, because that's what her international press card says.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was that?
And don't want to break the illusion here, but this is 100% not this actress's voice.
Yeah. So yeah, we forgot to mention that. So it is an English language film.
Yeah, and a lot of the actors in this speak English. I mean, a couple of them are actually just straight up American, but it really seems like unless it has the actor that like does speak like really good English from real life, it's other people doing the dubbing, and it's not the best ADR.
That's something you young people can criticize these days. When I grew up, we were still watching like old Asian films with like the worst dubbing ever. So
yeah, well, yeah,
a dubbed Asian film is not like bad for me. I'm like, just because I grew up listening to really bad dubs.
Yeah, it's cool now because if you get like a Blu-ray of like a Hong Kong movie, generally they just have like a really cleaned up, nice, like Mandarin or Cantonese track. So it's like it's honestly really cool. But yeah, you get like a DVD from like 20 years ago. It's gonna have like the English stuff, and it's gonna sound like, why do these characters have English accents?
I don't know why they chose. Do you know why they chose to make this an English language film? There's no really reason for it.
I think they just generally because like English becomes like a default for a lot of people for like when you talk to people that speak multiple languages because it's so widespread. So I think once again because you're kind of like combining like all these countries together, it would just be more easier to have everyone speak English.
I guess so. But then there are long periods where it is Chinese and even sign language. It's like all over the place. Oh yeah, by the way, there's an alternate cut of this film. So Lionsgate put this version out like everywhere, but in China it was a different distributor that made a lot of changes. And from what I read, they like cut out this like opening with the recorder.
It's so ridiculous, especially because I don't know if you want to wait a bit, but I wanted to talk about this actress.
Okay, yeah, talk about
her. So her name is Gigi Yannon. She is a Thai martial artist. She was actually meant to be like the female Tony Jaa at one point. Because like Tony Jaa was like big in Thailand, and so they're like, well, we need like, I know it's Boys Month. I apologize. I have to praise a woman on Boys Month, but
I'll allow it this time.
I'll be quick about it. So yeah, she was like a Taekwondo black belt, new martial arts, and like she got into like to do stunt work and movies and stuff, and she was like they're kind of hyping her up. She actually has like one really great movie called Chocolate.
Okay.
Where she plays an autistic girl who like kind of like she's able to mimic like martial arts movies like Bruce Lee and like Tony Jaa, and yeah, it gets her into a load of trouble, and she becomes like at first she's trying to collect people's debts, and then even though she's like 14, and then she starts pissing off the wrong people, and yeah, she just beats the crap out of a lot of people, and it has like all these like amazing stunts, and she had like a couple movies after that, like Raging Phoenix and The Kick, but like she never hit it big like Tony Jaa did. And then after a while, she kind of just became like, I'm gonna be mom now. But yeah,
what was the name of that movie? Chocolate?
Yeah, Chocolate.
And like from Hong Kong or
Thailand.
All right, Chocolate. Have I heard of this one before?
It was like if you were like kind of like in the early 2010s, it would have came
Yeah, it
out.
was
Like
2008. I feel like I've seen this. I'm looking at the cover.
she's an amazing kicker, which is funny because I don't think she really throws a kick this this entire season coming up.
All right, I'm gonna check out Chocolate. It looks like I've seen it before.
Chocolate's great. I have been trying to watch like all of her movies, but like so far none of them have even reached like the level of like quality Chocolate has.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so she's a reporter. She breaks into this facility that has kids being trafficked, and she fights a big giant leather daddy who wasn't even like sexually assaulting the kid. He was like poking him with like a fire thing.
This is just what he does.
That's just his thing.
Yeah.
He wears a gimp mask, pokes a kid with fire. Wait, what? Sorry, I saw a comment that says I'm not live, and I'm sure that's a troll. I'm sure that is a troll.
Yeah, I feel like if you were not live, there would be like 10 more people telling you that. That's
okay. God damn it. All right, now I'm not looking at the poor chat. That's why I don't look at the poor chat. I saw Adam in there earlier, so I was looking at the poor chat a little bit, but now I'm not looking at it. Okay, so she fights this leather daddy. And she rescues this boy, and then a bunch of guys gang up on her. And this is where we get our first hint at like what the action is gonna be like, and I have a clip of it here. Unrealistic. No, I'm sorry. It's kind of funny because at one point it is like 4 guys on this tiny woman. I'm like, come on, like, come on.
She's doing all the Rey Mysterio type moves. So.
Yeah. So the fighting in this movie, of course, is great, but for me, it gets a little too choreographed where it starts to feel like a dance more than a fight. Sometimes I don't know if that. I know that is the thing, and I've seen a lot of movies and it's good, but like for this one, I'm like, feel like this doesn't really feel like a fight at certain points. It just feels like you're all. And now we do this move, and now we all roll together, and I'm like, I don't feel like any of you are trying to kill each other.
Yeah, it's definitely more of like this is like kind of how fighting is in specifically Japan. Like the director and the fight choreographer are both Japanese, and this is the kind of like fighting they do. It's like this very like floaty, like fast paced, like type of like choreographed like boxing almost.
Yeah, and it's really fun to like look at, but at some points throughout the film, like I just don't feel like anyone's in danger. I don't feel like anyone's actually fighting because it's too choreographed.
Yeah, I'm an AEW fan, so this is all I hear.
Oh man, so yeah, she's fighting all these guys, and while that's happening, a business-looking man and a dude in a tracksuit with a bow and arrow kill the kid.
That shocked me. I kind of knew this was going to be a brutal. I mean, it's about sex trafficking, so obviously it's going to be a brutal movie. But like the fact that just like 5 minutes in, they're like, "Yeah, we'll kill kids. We don't care."
Yeah. And then the boss is just like, "Oh man, that kid costs a lot of money. I can't believe that happened." He's like, "Anyway, take her down there. I want to know how she got in here." Cuts the title card. The Furious. And then we see Mute Dad. He's a mute dad.
Yeah, which we find out at the end of this movie. His name is Wang Wei.
Yeah. I also read that there was like an explanation for him being a mute. Did you read that? Did you see what that was?
No, I didn't seek that out. I actually like that we don't find out anything about him. We just know that he's a badass. He has a really bad head injury that comes up every now and then. But
yeah, so he had a head injury and he's got like a plate in his head.
Yeah.
And apparently the head injury is like linked to why he can't speak. So that was like part of this like explained backstory, and they just like opted just not to like tell it.
Yeah, I think the movie is better for not having, because it would just be like if they just explain who he is, it would just kind of take away the mystique of him, I feel.
Yeah. But yeah, he's setting up like a makeshift kung fu dummy, and he's there with his daughter, Rainey. Is that her name, or is that
yes,
Rainey? Okay,
no, her name is Rainey.
Okay. But yeah, so her mom died and she stays with him sometimes, but she lives in China with her grandmother.
Yeah.
So she's just visiting him.
Which, yeah, like going back to like the mystery of it, it really much seems like he just can't go to China. Like whatever he did, he has to like hide out here in Southeast Asia.
Somewhere in Southeast Asia. The way he was explained, it's like, I don't know, like he wasn't allowed to. I should have wrote it down. But then we get this scene, which apparently took them many, many takes to get right. And it still looks kind of digital the way it's edited.
Yeah.
How it goes into his hand.
Yeah, I feel like after like 5, they're like, okay, yeah, we'll just do it in post. Just move on.
There's a ton of digital enhancements and stuff in this film anyway.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that they tried. So anyway, she goes to like a little restaurant or cafe with him. And when they leave, we see the local gang roughing up the owner, stuff we've seen in like mob movies a million times. Here, a lot of what you're going to see in this movie, you've probably seen before.
Yeah, this movie's definitely a love letter to like all like many different types of Hong Kong movies from like the 80s and 90s and 70s.
Or just crime films in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just like, Dad, I want to stay with you. Why don't you live with us in China, or why don't I live here? And he's not tolerating it. Meanwhile, we meet what's Joe's name in this movie?
His name is Naven.
Naven.
And of course he's played by Joe Talsum, who is everyone knows he is Bai-Han.
Of course, everyone's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Bai-Han. Yeah. Why didn't they call him Noob? Anyway, so Naven is meeting up with a guy who's part of the trafficking ring, and he wants to meet his boss, the person above him. So he's like, trying to set up a meeting there. And we learned that the reporter is missing, Matia. They're announcing that she's missing. Later that night, Rainey's trying to practice some kung fu, and she gets slapped in the head, and she gets real upset about it. She's not
women, am I right?
I know. Just you try to teach these ladies kung fu, and they get all upset and unappreciative. Meanwhile, Navin is it turns out he's the other reporter, who was dating Madia or married to Madia, and they were having a disagreement with her going in without him, and he's trying to pick up where she left off and figure out where the trafficking ring is.
Did he say he was a reporter? I can't remember.
I think he did, because he is, because he's like live streaming at some point.
Okay, maybe I just have this dumb headcanon in my head that to actually know he was just like a martial arts guy, and then when she was gone, he's like, well, I guess I'm gonna take up her job as a reporter. But honestly, now I'm thinking about it, I'm probably just wrong.
I'm gonna fact check it. Now. I guess it's not just pretending to purchase. Okay, that's not saying what he is.
So I just read.
A journalist.
Okay.
Yep, Navin is a journalist, and Wang Wei's ally is looking for his wife. So he wants to figure out the ring, but he also wants to figure out like where his wife is, because he doesn't know what happened to her. We see the picture of her there and his wedding ring that he puts on. Rainey doesn't want to get her hair cut. She doesn't want to look like a boy, Lucha Steve.
Why wouldn't you want to look like a boy?
Everyone should want to look like a boy. It's Boys Month. I'm going to go somewhere in Southeast Asia and introduce Boys Month to everyone. And they're like, yeah, we already have that. That's why a lot of guys who look like you tour here. I'm like, wait, what? No. Something different. It's a movie thing.
I really do like these establishing scenes with Wang and Rainey. It like they are like pretty cliche. Like it's the dad who like he's kind of distant and like he's not listening to like what his daughter wants. But they like still very clearly love each other.
Well, she says that he doesn't love her, and she storms out.
Yeah.
And then he makes the biggest mistake he could. He trusts a woman who says, don't follow her. And I went, no! And she's like, I got girls, and you just have to leave them alone, and blah, blah, blah. Turns out she bumps into a boy who's like, I was in car accident. Please help me.
The
And she's
most
like, oh,
suspicious, the most suspicious boy ever.
she's like, yeah, I will help you. Not all these adults in cars that were walking past.
Yeah.
Me, little girl, will help you with your parents. So she doesn't go back to the salon. You know, something's up. So he takes off.
There's not a single let me go get my dad or anything. She's just like, I will help.
But yeah, so they throw her in a bag, and then I know the guy's strong, but I don't think he's that strong.
He's super strong. Can I talk about him really quick?
Yes.
Okay, so that guy's name is Brian Lee. Hometown guy, hometown for me. Actually went to one of my rival. We were actually in high school at the same time, and he went to one of my rival high schools.
Why
I don't know
you
him.
in The Furious?
I'm talking about it. So that's our connection. Me and him are both involved with The Furious. I made a review of The Furious. He's in the movie. And then we went to relatively close high schools at the same time. That's our connection.
And you were best friends.
That would have been nice. But yeah, Brian Lee, he has a YouTube channel with his brother, Andy, and another guy. It's called Martial Club. And they were basically like, they couldn't afford to like take like martial arts lessons. So they just watched movies and copied the moves and then made their own fight scenes. And they turned that into like a pretty big YouTube channel. To the point to where they actually got noticed by both Hollywood and like China, the Chinese film industry. And so they worked on, I know you hate this movie, but I'm gonna bring it up. They worked on Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah.
In fact, his brother was the death dealer, which Tony, I'm sure you remember who the death dealer was.
Who the fuck is the death dealer?
He was the guy in the blue costume and the white mask that Shang-Chi fought.
Wasn't that a girl at the end? Wasn't that like his sister?
No, that's another thing. Anyways, for people that remember Shang-Chi, his brother played the death dealer, and then they were also both in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay, I like that one. I don't remember who. I only saw it once.
They shove things up their butts in order to fight Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, wait! You're telling me that wasn't the girl?
I'll tell you after. I'll correct. I'll help you. Who
I'm looking at Death Dealer Shang-Chi, and I'm seeing him and the thing, but I thought that was like the lady.
No, in the white mask. No, that's not.
Oh well.
He also gets his soul stolen, so that wouldn't have made any sense either. But
there was soul stealing in man. That's how much I dislike Shang-Chi. I threw most of the movie out of my brain because
Tony, did you watch the movie like this? You're like, yeah, this sucks.
I only watched it once, like 4 years ago, so my memory's a little fuzzy. All right.
It'd be hilarious if you watch it again and give it your full attention. You're like, okay, actually, this isn't that bad. I don't know why I didn't like the Raid, where you're just like, I don't know, you must have been.
I have a feeling I'm gonna like the Raid more than Shang-Chi, but you know
what? I guarantee you will like the Raid more than Shang-Chi.
So anyway, he throws her in the back of the truck. It turns out this little boy is the son of the one trafficking guy. And the dad sees him right away and goes full Terminator. Now, the plate in his head, does that also get him to stop feeling pain? Because there's a lot of stuff in this movie that he should have just been killed like 15 times over.
Yeah, that would have been interesting if like, oh yeah, the plate, like he's like Darkman where he doesn't feel pain anymore and like he's empowered by emotions. But it really just seems, the plate really just seems to be a device that just kind of takes him out of the fight for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, he is hit in the head multiple times with large, solid objects. I know I don't want to nitpick too much, but it's just like at some point I'm like, no, you can't be hit by that many things and not swell up. Like at some point I'm like, I can't suspend my disbelief anymore.
To be fair, a lot of people get hit in the head. And they're
everyone gets for once I just want a movie where a guy's head is just swollen at one point and they're still fighting like that cute UFC chick years ago. Remember when her head got all swollen during the match?
Yeah.
Looks
like Rocky. Looks like Rocky in the commercial that he was trying to make.
Not even like the real injury, the commercial from 2. So anyway, he's kicking all kinds of ass. Again, there's one of the large metal things they hit him in the head with. And he's digging through the trash to find his daughter, and then what's his face comes out with a giant pole with concrete on the end of it.
I also I love the just how it looks of just he's literally digging through the trash to find stuff. She's in a trash bag. It's so ridiculous. It's great.
This truck thing is awesome when he's chasing them and like the dude's hanging the girl off the edge, like threatening to drop her to get him to stop chasing them. But the only thing that stops him is a truck. A CGI truck comes and just rams into him. He will he'll dip his feet in ice later, and then that's the end of this injury. He'll be totally fine the rest of the movie, even though he was hit full force by a fucking truck.
It's like John Wick 3. He just kind of sleeps for like a couple of days and he's fine again.
And then he's totally fine. So he goes to the police station. He's like writing on notes about what happened. And they're like, you have to.
This is in English. So I wonder if this was like digital and they just change it like based off the country it's in. Or if like this was written in English the whole time because they had the idea of just this is going to be a fairly like English language movie.
I'm not sure which one it is, but no one's taking him seriously. Like, you have to go over there. And then a girl cop, she was just like, I think I know. She's like, I might be able to help you. And then the boss comes in. He's like, no, we have rules. Make a report. And he's just like, fine, I'll do it myself. She ends up looking up the guy. She's like, he has no criminal record or anything.
What was I can't. Oh my god, I can't remember what it was, but someone was like looking at someone's like record and they're like, "Oh, this guy's like too clean. Like, there's nothing on him." Well, obviously, was that Tomorrow Never Dies?
Oh, I can't remember.
When they were like looking into his identity as a banker, and they're like, "Yeah, this guy is nothing. Like, obviously, he's a spy."
I can't remember which one it was. It might be Tomorrow Never Dies. Any excuse to rewatch Tomorrow Never Dies, I will take. I love that fucking movie. But here we go. He's cleaning himself. He's washing away the car injury. Also, when he left the police station, there's just like walled pretty much plastered pictures of missing kids. Yeah. So he realized
there's so many missing kids that it's almost like the police are in on it to an extent or something.
Yeah, and also sometimes the parents are responsible for selling the kids to get a TV and stuff. That's one of the things I read in that class. They're like, we were there. Sometimes they'll give away their girls for like a TV. Oh, it's malicious how they do it. They get like a girl who's like real pretty to tell the girl how awesome it's gonna be to like kind of trick them. Like, that's fucking malicious. Holy shit.
Oh, my washer broke, honey.
You know, every time I wish that class wasn't in the morning because I would leave and I'd be like, I'm in a really bad mood. It was really fucking big downer. And then a year later, I'm like, I'll take a Blacks in Cinema class. That'll cheer me up in the morning. Spoiler, it didn't. I'm like, wow, that was really mean what that old movie said about black people. So yeah, he's washing himself, and then he picks up a hammer out of all the tools. He's like, I'm going hammer mode. I've seen Old Boy. Let's do this. He remembers when he was in the truck, there were a bunch of receipts that had a big tiger on it. It turns out this is like a mixed martial arts ring in like a club. They got like a little cage fighting thing inside a club. And also they're not very sanitary. They clearly don't wipe down the mat after fights.
Yeah, you have to have a club action scene in movies. Like, they think of all the awesome action movies that have clubs in them, like John Wick, Havoc, all the
no,
classics.
not Havoc. Oh my god, with the fucking handguns that had 7 million bullets in them. God, that movie! I can't believe you like that movie. The movie's so bad. So yeah, there's a lot of fighting going on. Navin comes in. He's like, yep, here to traffic. I love trafficking. This button on my scarf is not a camera. And I love the one guy looks at it and he's like, that's nice.
I really like seeing him play like this character because like Joe Talsum, he mainly just plays like, you know, other than like Sub-Zero, he mainly plays like more like quiet and like reserved type characters. So it's kind of cool to see him playing up, being like, yeah, I mean, how many girls you got? I want them all.
Yeah. He's like, yes, cowboy man. what's his name? Like father or something?
Yeah,
That's what one guy calls him.
he's the father of one guy.
Yeah.
Like you, I like you. If I didn't recognize the actor, I kind of didn't pay attention to
Oh,
the name.
Sung. He's Sung, and Brian Lee is Ho.
Yeah, ho.
So yeah, Song is just like, yeah, you want to be in our thing, and then they have that moment where like you think his cover's blown and it gets all tense, and then they just laugh.
They're like,
Seen
I'm
that.
just fucking with you, man.
I've seen that before. Reminds me of like Desperado and shit. Um, so yeah, so he's clearly planned this. He wants to get in deep with them so he can like figure out the whole institution and everything. Meanwhile, Wang shows up with a picture of his daughter and just starts beating the shit out of everybody.
He has no plan. He's just like, I'm just gonna keep beating them until I get to the guy with the afro.
Yeah, that's where bad guys are. I fight them now. And it's like, all right, why don't we think about this? And I love that to clear everyone. He says that he has a gun, even though he doesn't. But then they assume that Navin is in on it. And he's like, what the fuck? I don't even know that guy.
Yeah. This is just Desperado.
And what do you know it? He's also a kung fu man. Everyone happens to know martial arts. It's amazing.
This is pretty cool because Joe Talsum, he's actually like not Olympic level, but like national level, but he's like a gold medalist in judo.
Yeah.
That was like his thing. He was like a judo guy, and then they're like, "Hey, do you want to be in martial arts movies? We'll teach you like other things too." And since then, he's been in like a ton of martial arts projects, like The Raid, like Warrior was a really good TV show he's in, and then another movie. I'm just gonna bring this up because I want everyone to watch it. Okay. Night Comes for Us, which is a very awesome, bloody martial arts movie that he's the star of.
Okay, I mean, I thought he was really great in Star Trek Beyond.
Oh yeah, he's one of Idris Elba's boys in that.
I'm looking at his thing right. I honestly didn't know that. Who the hell was that? I like Star Trek Beyond. I haven't watched it in a long time. But
sure, if you want to go to his Hollywood stuff, he's also one of the bad guys in Fast and Furious 6. He is the Asian one.
Oh, I still haven't seen that one. Okay, now I kind of remember this character. Anyway. They do this thing in wrestling where one guy just falls on a group of people, and then they all fall down, including this one guy in the back who didn't really get hit by many people. You see that in wrestling all the time.
And then unlike a lot of the recent attempts at this bit, they actually catch him.
Yeah. Oh wait, have they been missing people lately?
Yeah, it's been happening a lot. People have been missing. There's one where Matthew Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, he just runs away from it. And it's like, you're supposed to catch the guy. What are you doing?
Oh Jesus, I gotta start watching wrestling again. I gotta find time for it.
That was in TNA though, so that was understandable.
Ah, okay. So yeah, these guys, I guess they're also security. I didn't know that they were also in on the gang.
Yeah, I don't. If I was just like a fighter in this club, I would be like, I'm out. You guys deal with the shit. But I guess they're dedicated.
Good luck with that. But yeah, no, they're fighting, and then he whips out the ultimate weapon. Here we go.
Stop. Hammer time. Go with the flow. It is said if you can't prove this, then you probably aren't there.
He has a hammer mountain, Lucha Steve. All these guys just conveniently get together. After they hit a hammer, they fall on top of each other, forming a mountain where he just keeps beating them with hammers. Hammer Mountain was awesome.
Yeah, I understand that you're talking about how like this is like feel like this movie does feel like very like choreographed, but like so like obviously like there's no reason for these guys to keep dogpiling the beat down people, but it's such an awesome image.
It is. I when I watch it, I'm like, all right, this is pretty awesome. This is pretty awesome. It reminds me of it. Did you watch that Dracula movie that came out last year?
The one with the guy that played Banshee.
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah, I watched
There's that scene where he goes in with all the nuns and makes them love him, and he's got like a nun mountain.
Oh yeah.
This feels like the opposite. This is Hammer Mountain. He had Nun Mountain. This is Hammer Mountain.
Scene was so cool that they put it on the 4K.
Yes, I was looking at when I was trying to make the thumbnail. I couldn't like fit it in like a thumbnail thing, but that was cool as hell. Meanwhile, Navin is then getting into fights with people because they think he's in on it. And this was cool when he knocks the Afro guy off and he falls in the ring behind the other dude. And then they look at each other like, are we enemies? What the hell are we? But he tries to steal some files off of their computer. And of course, Wang fights him because he doesn't know.
This fight is awesome. Like I like judo, so like you rarely see it in movies. Like John Wick, honestly, is like the biggest movie that uses like judo moves. So I just love seeing him throw Wang around like nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, they're beating the shit out of each other, and then he sees the picture of the girl. He's like, wait. I'm on your side. We have similar goals.
Yeah. I don't like sex traffickers either. I'm trying to take them down. Let's team up.
So they agree to work together. Meanwhile, Afro Man, no, not that Afro Man, not American hero Afro Man. The Afro trafficker. I don't even want to say Afro Man to get people upset. Afro trafficker.
Afro boy.
Yes, is getting grilled by the boss Song for bringing in like an informant or what they think is an informant. And he punishes him, and apparently they punish people by freezing them in blocks of ice.
Yeah, when they said that, I was like, oh, they're not literally gonna freeze him, right? That's just like slang for kill him. But no, we find out they do freeze him.
I know when I run a shady organization, what I want to do is preserve the body of the person I killed. So when people come to investigate, there's all this fresh DNA.
I always love when like villains use their lair to dispatch henchmen. Like,
yeah.
In License to Kill, they put like one of the henchmen in like a air depressor thing.
Oh, yeah, that's another one I haven't watched Dalton's first Bond a lot. But did something just happen? Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Something moved that I thought like we lost one of the things we were streaming to, but no, we're good. Weird.
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't think that good.
No, the like Destiny, like Facebook, YouTube, blah blah blah. I thought there was one more, and it just never mind. I'm seeing things. It's been a long day. I haven't seen the first Timothy Dalton one a lot, but I've seen License to Kill a lot. Not in a long time, but I actually think that one's underrated. I know people don't like
License to Kill is great. I actually love Living Daylights. They're both very different types of movies, but I think they're both pretty good.
That was that weird era where they're like, well, the Cold War is over. What does Bond do now? And they're like, drug cartels, obviously.
Living Daylights, that whole thing was, well, this is a bad Russian that's trying to ruin good Russia. So that's why Bond was trying to stop. Spoilers for Living Daylights. I spoiled who the villain is.
But also they were like, what else? Because James Bond usually does what's popular. And they're like, bloody revenge flicks. All right. He also wants revenge on Felix being hurt. So he's fucking, what's his face? From Death Wish now. Just annihilating people. Anyway, he tells the boy, he's like, well, we're going to kill your dad. Have fun. Go back in the hole now. You're one of the slaves. And the girl yells at him. She's like, how dare you put us in here? And it's like, lady, I don't think the boy had a choice, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you see what happened to his leg?
Yeah. Although it made sense that his dad was in on it, because I'm just like, if I was that boy, I'm like, I would just start running away as soon as they left me alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, they check the security footage, they look through all the pictures, and they realize that they're transporting the kids in an ice truck because it's insulated. I don't know where the ice truck was when they were throwing that lady in a garbage bag, but whatever. So yeah, they're like, okay, we got to go to the whatever it is, snowy whatever ice factory. And so Navin sneakily infiltrates the place while Wang causes a distraction by just being the Terminator and annihilating dudes left and right. And
it's like a video game where you can have two approaches. You can go in and kill everybody, or you can like, kind of sneak in or something like that. And they're just showing you both versions.
Yeah. It's like when I would play the one time I played Metal Gear Solid 5. Where I was so bad at stealth, they gave me like the chicken helmet. Wasn't that like a thing if you were really bad?
Yeah. If you got caught 3 times, you could use the chicken helmet, which
Yeah.
delays getting caught for like 5
Yeah.
seconds.
That was fun. And what else did Hitman? I used to love the Hitman games, but early on I was bad at stealth. I was just going guns
It's
blazing.
like, oh well, they gave me 2 pistols, so I guess I just
Yeah.
shoot everybody.
It is kind of fucked, isn't it? They're like, here's all these awesome weapons, but be quiet. I'm like, well, I kind of want to blow everyone up, you dumb asshole.
Yeah, if you want to be good at if you want to get the highest bonus for a mission, you actually just can't kill anybody but your target, and you can't let anyone see you. And it's like, well, that's kind of boring.
Yeah. No, I want to do like, what was the one where they had the runway, they had all the runway models, and you could just break the light fixture to crush them and shit.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
that's cool.
Man, I should play the Hitman games again. I have the newest. I never played Hitman, like the new Hitman 3, but I heard it was good. So yeah, we get to see the henchmen in blocks of ice, like fucking Han Solo over here. Which, I mean, what's the purpose of this? I don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe the idea is they're gonna transport them and just dump them in the river or something like that. But
I don't know.
I just think the director was like, it's a cool image if we actually just show a guy frozen.
I mean, it is kind of cool what happens during the fight. But yeah, so Ho sees them and they start to duke it out while Song also attacks, I think. Yeah, he comes with the shotgun, so they're fighting each other. Song gets knocked out. Ho goes like crazy on them. At one point you think he dies. Okay, so then the music makes a sound, but I swore it was him making the sound.
Yeah,
I thought he got up and went
thematically that could be because that's basically his theme. Well, I don't know. I want to save that surprise for later on.
Yeah, I have an issue with later on. I don't know if you have the same issue I do. Where I just went, really? We're doing okay. I love this when he like fucking punches the guy's head off during the mid fight. Wait, did I? Hold on. Oh, I missed something. Hold on. I forgot to put a thing saying play clip in here. I'm so sorry, Lucha Steve. I have a clip.
It's okay, Tony. I'll forgive you.
Here we go.
Hammer time. Go with the flow. It is said in the game
He fucking shatters the dude in the block of ice. And then, yeah, he punches the other guy's head off. Which that's not how ice works. I had to look into it. Like, it doesn't just turn your whole body into ice and break at the same time.
Yeah.
Especially if it's that fresh. Maybe over like the course of like 100 years. I don't know.
Yeah, when your bones are barely connected anymore, maybe you would like come off like that. But he probably just shatter the ice and around him, and that's it.
This does look like early 2000s CGI, by the way.
Yeah, there's another CGI shot at the end that I noticed that I was like, oh my god, that was bad. But
I almost wish there were more bodies turning into bloody chunks of ice during this.
Yeah. What I love about Brian Lee is he's very much kind of like Sammo Hung, who I don't know if you heard of Sammo Hung. He's like one of Jackie Chan's friends, who it's like this very like large man, but holy shit, the speed and like intensity and like agility he has is just so surprising.
I forget. I was reading the trivia and they said someone wanted to fight like Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
and I feel like that was him, especially with the spinning and shit.
Yeah.
This I had to like rewind this because he like does like a suplex or whatever, and then what's his face no clips through the floor.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, it was the secret entrance to the lair where the kids were.
It's like a
where did he just go?
It's like a transition out of Hudson Hawk. I don't know how well you remember Hudson Hawk, but there's like a scene where like Bruce Willis falls down an awning, and then it cuts to him falling in a chair in like someone else's study. And the way it's cut is it makes it look like he fell through the awning into that room, but it's just a weird transition.
Weird. But when he's down there, he finds his daughter's shirt, but it's all bloody, and he assumes that she died, even though she didn't. Oh shit! I put the clips out of order. I played the wrong clip. God damn it. I mean, I played this should have been earlier in the thing. Anyway, he comes out of the den and he just literally flies like 10 feet in the air and like drop kicks the dude. Knocks him into like this little area here, and then what I thought killed him.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty dead to me.
He just keeps repeatedly beating him, and they're like, okay, cool, he's done. And then he was like, oh, I'm up again. And then he gets smacked with a sledgehammer right in the side of the head.
Oh, yeah, the sledgehammer breaks across his head. I'm like, he's fucking dead.
Yeah. And I remember being disappointed. I was like, oh, man, I was really hoping Brian Lee was in this movie more. That sucks that I'm not going to get that wish.
Yeah. And then we cut to a really nice house.
Yeah.
And it turns out that scrawny business suit guy, the one of the main bosses, the head trafficker, we'll call him.
He does have a name. His name is Pak Lung. They don't ever say it in the movie.
Yes. Yeah, he's looking at his wife's ultrasound. Yep.
The chief of police was in on it.
The chief of police was in on it. Who could have guessed this except everybody?
Yeah, I thought when he let a witness go, he was just very like serious to adhering to the rules. I didn't expect it to be working for him.
But yeah, Pak Lung has married into a gangster family, but they're not really keeping up to date on what he's doing.
Yeah, they're just taking his word for it, and they're like, "Oh, he gave us money. I guess he's on the up and up."
Yeah, he's like, "Sorry, crime stuff is happening. I'm working on it." And the dad's "How dare you?
What are you running guns or something?" Yeah, sure, or something.
Yeah, or something. What's the something? Don't worry about it. It's fine. How you doing? So yeah, Song, they tie up to a fence with electricity and they're torturing him to find out where the kids go. Navin realizes that he like had something to do with his wife's disappearance, and then he almost like explodes him with electricity. But eventually he tells them they're at a place called the Snake Pit. So they have to look for that. Meanwhile, Rainey is taking the lid off a electrical box, and she's going to use that for an escape. Song tries to run away because he knows like they're going to come after him, and bow and arrow guy and Pak Lung corner him. And they're like, "What did you tell them? Where are they going?" They find. Sorry.
I don't know how well you remember the raid, but the guy in the tracksuit, he was like, he's not the main boss in the raid, but he's like the main like guy they have to fight in the raid, and he's been like tons of movies.
He looks super familiar, wasn't he? Yeah, he was also in like Star Wars and shit.
Yes, he was in Force Awakens for some reason. It was really
and
weird.
John Wick 3 is what. Yeah. So I've definitely seen him in things. He was that Boy Kills World, which I really wanted to see.
Yes, he's the mentor character, and he's I don't want to spoil Boy Meets World for you, so I won't give you the spoiler about his character.
Boy Meets World? No, I grew up watching that show. I never watched Girl Meets World.
No. Oh my god, what was the name of the movie?
Boy Kills World.
Boy Kills World, okay.
Yeah.
Funny story about him is he actually was going to be the choreographer for Gareth Evans, the director of The Raid and Havoc, one of my favorite action movies of all time, Havoc. Every time I talk about it, I'm just going to praise it even more than I actually do like it. But he was the choreographer, and then he was just like, "Hey, why don't I try it for the movie? I'll be in the movie." So he wasn't an actor; he was just like a martial arts teacher, and The Raid made him like this awesome character. He played this awesome character in The Raid, and just since then he's been getting work in like various movies, like even Hollywood movies.
I have a question. Look, I knew that they for some reason made a sequel to Skyline, but apparently he's in all the sequels, and then there's another sequel to Skyline coming out. Who the fuck is watching the Skyline sequel?
I'm glad you brought this up. There's something hilarious happened to Skyline. So Skyline sucks. The original Skyline is a bad movie.
It was terrible.
So randomly, they made a straight-to-video movie with Frank Grillo. But
Yeah.
halfway through the movie, they escape LA and go to Indonesia, and then it becomes a martial arts movie.
Are there still aliens in it?
Yes. So yeah. So basically, it becomes like the last like 30 minutes of the movie is having like an all-out like fist fight with the aliens.
Do they still have the thing where like the alien controlled brains are blue, but if your brain was normal, it's yellow? I remember that. I
Yes.
should
So it's not what was his name? Eric Balfour. So I think that was the main guy in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not in it, but that character is. He comes back like partway through the movie, and he's like, "Hey, I have the alien body, but I'm still a human. I'm gonna help you guys." So it's like really ridiculous. I haven't seen past the second one, but
Yeah.
like just for some reason now, Skyline is the people fight alien. Now it's like a martial arts series where people were like, you have these guys fighting alien. Like Daniel Bernhardt's in one of them.
What the fuck?
The new one, they filmed one like 2 years ago and it hasn't come out, but like Scott
Skyline
Adkins
Warpath,
is in
and
it.
he's in it.
Yeah,
Yayan Rugian is in it again as his character from the other two.
which I really want to watch. I really want to watch those because in Beyond Skyline, he gets his arm and leg chopped off. So I don't know. I guess he must get cybernetic limbs or something.
XYZ Films, who distributed this, was one of the people involved in this movie, is distributing it. Oh my god, it has the same director who I've never seen any of his movies. Awesome. What the? Oh, it's the writer of the original one.
Oh, he must have just been like, I really want to continue this, but I need a new angle because no one liked the first movie.
I remember sorry, I'll get off on Skyline in a second, but when How Did This Get Made was actually a good show and funny, the writer of like the movie came in later and just talked about his disappointment with the film, or one of the writers. And they talked about the brain at the end. I remember him being like, I don't know what the fuck was going on there.
So wait, he didn't even write that part?
I don't think this is like 20 years ago. My memory, or not that, 16 years ago. I'm gonna have to rewatch Skyline again. anyway, they're at the snake pit. Sorry for this Skyline tangent.
Tony, next year, can we do what's the worst Skyline?
Of course we can. Well, yeah. Well, you should do it next year. We got to wait for that. When does that new one come out?
Yeah, if that ever comes out. That was filmed 2 years ago.
Skyline Warpath. It comes out. Well, yeah, this says premiered October 9th, 2025. Okay. But it was unreleased.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whenever it comes out, we'll do what is the best or what is the worst Skyline. Anyway,
so what do we all have on the docket now, Tony? What's the best American Ninja, and then what's the worst Skyline?
Yes, we'll do those. So Rainey is trying to use the little metal box to cut through the bars in the little prison cell they're in. But then a guard comes in and she just starts slicing up his face. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I love her dedication to it, because you're like, what is she going to do? Kick him? Yeah. No, she slices him twice in the face.
They all run out there, and then using Matia's account, Navin starts live streaming and letting everyone know where the kids are being held so other people can come and look for their kids. Rainey runs away. And she realizes the kids got left behind, and for some reason she goes back to get them. Yeah. Lady, this isn't a one woman job. You have to. What the fuck?
What keeps happening?
I'm sorry. There's no. You're waiting. You. Oh, hold on. There's a gentleman who wants to join in and talk named Johan. Let me see. Yes, Mr. Johan with that very real mustache. Hello?
Sorry, I just heard something about a one-woman job, and I just had to come in and complain. Talking about women during Boys Month.
I'm sorry. Lucha Steve picked this movie that kept talking about broads, Johan. Are you enjoying Boys Month?
Yeah, it's best month of the year.
I know. This is a fun month where we had 2 Manny Muskets episode. A famous criminal, Manny Muskets. What was your favorite Boys Month episode?
Anything with Manny Muskets, yeah. I totally turned into everything.
Wow, Johan. I don't know who you are, Johan, but you seem like a cool dude.
Thanks, Tony from Hack the Movies. I really appreciate that.
Wow. I got a good feeling about this Johan guy. Maybe I'll have you on next year for Boys Month.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you so much, Tony from Hack the Movies.
Okay. Well, Johan, we got to get back to this.
Bye, Johan.
All right, thanks. This is a good episode so far. Thank you.
Thanks.
Family.
Yes. I think Johan was confused. This isn't Fast and the Furious. This is just the Furious.
Yeah, it's the same thought, but
It's also not Furious. It's the Furious. There's two different Furiouses.
there's also another movie called The Furious that came out this year.
Are you fucking with me? There's another The Furious?
Yeah, I didn't. I just looked at it on Letterboxd. It's The Furious 2026, and it's like, oh wow, that's why would you call your movie that
Wait.
so soon?
Are you not okay?
No. There, I looked it up. There's another movie called The Furious.
Okay, because I didn't know if it was.
I know Letterboxd will do that thing where it's like, oh, this is a 2025.
I know
movie.
when it premieres at a festival, and they're like, "No, you're right. There is another The Furious."
I remember that happened.
Malaysian film.
Yeah, that happened with Obsession. They're just like, it's a 2025 movie. He's like, no, it's 2026.
I know. I wish they would fucking like. I get it, but it's like, can we put like the year it actually got a wide release so it's not confusing? Because that fucks up people on the show. Sometimes I'll put a movie on the list that's new because it finally got a wide release, and they're like, "Is it this one? It says 2022." I'm like, "No, it's God damn it." Anyway, so she goes back to save the kids because she's an idiot. Meanwhile, people around town are like, "Wait a minute, that's where all our kids are. We got to go there. Let's go help them out."
Like, it's right down the street. Let's just go.
At some point, Navin stops live streaming because I don't know how the rest of the movie happens with this. But the cops see it. And they're like, "Oh shit, we got to go there." At this point, Rainey looks like she's about to take on like 5 dudes. And I had my finger on the woke button. I was about to scream woke, but thank God a man comes in and saves her. Like God intended, Lucha Steve. They beat the shit out of these guys.
And then, to be honest with how this movie began, I'm sure that would not have ended well with her if they did if these guys didn't arrive.
So yeah, Navin wants to stay and like take on the gang, but I think the dad wants to just leave with Rainey.
Yeah.
And he stays. He's like, "I look for my wife." Ah!
Which, like, at this point, it's like, dude, she's dead. They want to keep her alive. But I kind of understand it that, like, he just can't let it go. He needs to have the answer.
I mean, buddy, look at who they're trafficking. Your wife is not part of that demographic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if they had different like age groups, but it's just like your wife is clearly not on the list.
Yeah.
Say outside, the whole town is surrounding the building and the police aren't letting them in. And again, the police chief does not look good here. His cover is so blown and he's doing such a shitty job.
He's like, "No, you guys can't go in because that's I don't know. I'm the chief. That's why you guys can't go in."
No, we're monitoring the situation. But then he lets a bunch of gangsters with face tattoos, and the other police are like, "Oh, come on!" So he lets them in. Navin finds the kids. He tries to lead them to safety. The bad guys come in, and thankfully Wang comes back on a motorcycle with his daughter just hitting people with pipes on the way.
I always love those scenes when, like, the main character, he like kind of leaves his friend behind because the friend's like, "No, I got it, just go," and then the character's like, "I can't do that. I gotta help them." Like I love that trope so much. So, and the fact that he's on a motorcycle with his daughter hitting everybody, it makes it like even better.
Yeah, I would leave everyone behind.
I had that thought. It's like, Tony wouldn't do this.
Tony wouldn't have started this. Tony would have just been like, "I told her not to look for sex traffickers. She's probably dead. Gonna move on."
Guess somebody get started on making another one. Maybe it'll be a boy this time.
But yeah, so he comes in. They save the kids kind of, but they have like kind of nowhere to go. Oh no, they have to save more kids.
Yes.
At some point they're like, "Look, I think 10 is fine. We can spare 1 or 2." Like, come on. But then this girl comes in and she's just like, I guess Johan had a point. She does the whole family thing. She's like, you might not have a
Yeah.
family, but you can have friends. And I was like, oh, cool. Awesome. So yeah, they fend off the people downstairs while the kids run upstairs to look for like an escape. But it's a long way down. Meanwhile, these two find the strongest slat I've ever seen in my entire life.
Did you notice too that when Nevin first picks up the slat, it already has slash marks in it?
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just like, this piece of slat holds off 20,000 guys. So outside, people notice the kids and they're like, oh, yeah, we should probably get the kids. And the chief is still like, no. It's like, but they're right there climbing out. Like, this looks really bad if we're not helping. By the way, so all the guys are like constantly chopping away at the slat instead of poking through the slats to stab them. They don't know how slats work.
That's how you know that they're minions. Only main characters know to stab through wood things, as we'll see later on.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, this part, I was like, clearly this man is going to lead the charge, but nope, the girl cop is the one to call it out.
Yeah.
And he salutes her, and I almost turned the movie off, but I wanted to know how it ended.
I mean, sure, she's higher rank and she's been established as more of the lead of this little subgroup, but it's like, why is she the one in charge?
Well, I hope in one of the many changes China did, they fixed that. They got rid of that.
You know what? I would not be shocked if that was the case.
This was a tense scene where Rainey is like the second to last kid to crawl out, and then I believe it's here. That was a close one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a little boy gets attacked by one of the gangsters, and the lady cop saves him. She shoots the dude, and then finally the cops come in and like get all the other dudes, and they get out of there.
I like how the one guy, he was like, fuck it, I'm probably going to jail. I'm going to throw this kid off first.
So he asked the cop if they found his wife. She's like, no. And it's like, dude, your wife's gone. Come on. Stage is agreement. All right. So in the Chinese version of the film, apparently this point, it would have been a mysterious other bad guy calling Pak Lung and telling him to go to the police to fix the problem or whatever. Very bizarre change there. Instead, he finds out that his father-in-law wants to see him.
Okay.
Even his wife is like, what does daddy want with you? And he's just like, well, I totally fucked up. Because the news is like, turns out this building was owned by this guy. He walks in and they're like, you son of... I love they're like, I would have understood if it was guns or drugs, but trafficking children. He's like, it's like as a father, I'm disgusted in you.
I always like when Don Corleone, he's like, you can do all this extortion stuff, but you cannot sell drugs. We're not a drug family.
We're not a drug family. And then when he does want to do drugs, he's like, make sure it's not to the kids or whatever.
What I love about this setup is this whole movie is you just think this guy is just some suit. You think he's just some guy who's like, yeah, whatever, you guys do this, I can't do anything. And then this happens.
Yep. He bites a dude's finger off, and what do you know it? He's also a karate man.
Yeah.
He karates and kung fu's everyone, kills fucking everyone. That is pretty awesome. Where he stabs the father-in-law, then roundhouse kicks him, and like all the blood shoots everywhere.
Yeah. Which I've seen this guy he was in this movie called Baby Assassins 2, which it's like a trilogy of like Japanese movies.
Someone on Twitter, I think, posted a clip from Baby Assassins.
Yeah. He's kind of sharing the main villain slot with another person, but he's kind of like the thing about Baby Assassins is it's mostly like kind of a fuck around comedy. And at the very end, it becomes an action movie and has like this amazing like fight scene.
Yeah.
And so he has the fight scene. His name, is it okay if I talk about him?
Yeah.
Okay. So his name is I want to say it right because it's a Japanese name. Joey Iwanaga.
That sounds right.
Okay, I hope it's right. So he actually was a dancer, and then
Okay.
he kind of also just learned martial arts on the side. I think he's born in Japan, but he was raised in LA. His parents had like a dance studio in LA. And then he went to Japan to act, and he was in a movie called Dancing Karate Kid at 16.
Dancing Karate Kid.
Yeah, so he must like he dances and he also does karate. But since then
I mean,
he's
that
kind
makes
of
sense. Being a dancer and a fighter for movies, I understand that. That's why Patrick Swayze was so good at it. He was a dancer and he could also fight.
Same thing with Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh wasn't a martial artist at all. She was just a really good dancer, and then she was just able to learn choreography really good.
The Tom Holland. He's another one who was a dancer. Yeah.
So after that, he hasn't really had like a big, other than like I think that's his only lead role. And so ever since then, he's played like a side character or he's played a villain. But as we'll find out soon enough, he is very good at incorporating dancing and martial arts.
Real quick, I can get something set up for later. People are now StreamYard now highlights jewels.
What is that?
I don't know. I think it's just for mobile, I believe.
I got you jewels, Betty. I got you jewels.
I got you jewel. I just want to suck your dick. The fucking Freddy got figured.
That is the second time I've referenced that line this week for a podcast.
I'm just seeing if jewels show up here so I can see. Okay, they do. Okay, because this tells me what the emojis are called. So basically, they're like emoji. How much is a jewel? Hold on, I need to know this. How much is a jewel on YouTube? I feel like I looked this up before.
10
jewel
cents.
ranges from 99 cents.
Oh,
for a bundle of 50 jewels up to $249 for 20,000 jewels. So like nothing.
Okay.
God damn you guys. What the fuck is that? Anyway, sorry. Just one of the many great things going on at YouTube. Today it asked me if I wanted AI to enhance my shorts. And I'm like, I'm good. So yeah, he's just killing everyone. And then for some reason, his wife is the most quiet woman in the world. She's not screaming at any of this. She just walks up to him and he stabs her and his unborn kid.
Yeah. Earlier, I was talking about tropes that I love. I always hate the trope of like, oh, this guy's going berserker mode. Let me sneak up on him and then grab his shoulder.
But yeah, he accidentally stabs her and he goes, "Oh no. Those two guys are responsible for my wife dying."
It was Wang and Naven. He knows their names at this point. Somehow, I don't know. I'm not saying that because I think it's funnier. But he's like, Wang and Naven, they're the ones that did this. I'm not responsible.
This gives him a reason to go to the police station, whereas the other version, it's like, go clean up your mess. It's like, why don't you just run away?
Like, hey, well, I don't know. He's nefarious. He's trafficking kids. So maybe even in that version, he would probably just be like, fuck my wife. I'll get out of I'll get out of here.
At the police station, we see the kids being reunited with their parents. They still have to take our heroes into custody and put up their bail.
Yeah, they kind of beat up a lot of people.
Yeah, vigilante justice probably isn't the most legal thing in the world. Although these people should be like, hey, where's our shitty police chief?
Yeah.
Did he just leave?
I think we forgot to mention that the police chief was at that meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys who got karate'd and killed.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, I'm a police officer. You can't do anything. And he just stabs him with an ice pick.
He's like, fucking watch me. So yeah, and then for whatever reason,
I can't believe you don't love this.
Ho just decided to come back to life. So apparently the filmmaker like really liked him and decided he wanted him for the big fight at the end.
That's what my guess was, because he's very clearly dead.
Yes, but I would have advised against this because, by the way, the movie at this point, I'm just like, all right, it feels like the movie's ending, but I knew we needed like one big fight with the main bad guy. But I knew there was going to be 4 people fighting, but when you added the 5th guy, I'm like, this is a little too much. Should we just wrap this up?
We'll get to it when it happens.
Yeah, but he finds his dad dead with a bunch of arrows in him.
Who could it be?
There's no reason for him to mount them up like that with all the arrows, other than to motivate this guy who they thought was dead.
Maybe the tracksuit guy who's just like Michael Myers, like he has to be artful about his kills.
So in jail, they talk a little bit about I think he talks about Matia.
Yeah.
With Wang. And there's an extra part of the scene which they'll show at the very end. But yeah, Archer guy comes in, just starts bow and arrowing everybody. Just killing dudes left and right. They realize they're in trouble. They're trying to break out of jail now.
Yeah. How does this, this thing of the tracksuit guy like killing all these cops and stuff, how does that rank in like police station assaults? Like we have Terminator, Malignant.
I never saw Malignant.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, that comparison would have been way funnier if you saw Malignant.
I know there's like a face in the back, like she has like a twin in the back of her head. I think I've seen clips of her fighting people, but I didn't know it was a police station.
There's a scene where James Wan took his Aquaman action fight scene style and put it in Malignant.
Well, police fight scene. I mean, we're all going with Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I definitely watched that movie.
It's actually not bad. It's actually like an okay for a sequel to the Suicide Squad. It's better than it had any right to be. Same with the Suicide Squad. It didn't need to be good. The first one sucked.
Yeah.
This is one of those digital kicks we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
He's kicked right in the fucking face. That teaches her for trying to be a hero during Boys Month. You get a kick right to the face, a digital kick to the face.
Which I get why they do, because that kick looks great.
Yeah.
Just like the speed and intensity of that kick. So I kind of get why they would do let's have you just kick like a green screen bag and then we'll have the actress there.
Something's just awkward about I feel like they need to do it quicker.
Yeah.
Because the compositing always takes me out of it. Anyway, our heroes are trying to flee from the bad guys, but they get cornered. This poor cop tries to stop them, and all he does is get his hand cut off. And then everyone fights. Pak Lung is fighting Navin, and Wang is fighting bow and arrow guy, and it's an all-out brawl.
Yeah, I love this shot so much. Like you could just right in the middle, you can just put versus right there.
Versus. The new Mortal Kombat was pretty much just like this.
Yeah. What I like, I could gush about this fight for like an hour. I love this final fight so much. I was listening a little bit to like the behind the scenes on this fight, and they very much wanted to like showcase the different fighting styles that they all have. And like I really like how when like Pak Lung and Navin are fighting, he can't do his judo stuff on him because Pak Lung is a dancer fighter, and he's just countering like all of his attempts to like throw him and stuff, and he's doing like these insane kicks. He really reminds me of. Did you ever watch Drunken Master 2?
Yes, I reviewed that on Cinematic.
Oh yeah, you did. I forgot about that. Yeah. So it's like the guy, once again, Jackie Chan fights like a guy in a suit, glasses. You're like, oh, this guy's just like a businessman, and then he takes off his glasses, and he just throws these amazing kicks.
God, Drunken Master 2 was really good.
Yeah,
way better than one was good, but 2 is way better.
Oh yeah,
except for
amazing.
Except for 2, it's like he's very clearly dead at the end. They're like, he's resting. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he died.
Well, if you watch the Hong Kong ending, he's blind and insane.
I get why they cut that for the American release and went, he's resting. He's fine. So yeah, Ho comes in wearing his dad's cowboy hat just to be a wild card in the fucking fight.
Yeah, because he wants to kill all of them.
He wants to kill all of them, and then they always get confused when they're fighting him. He's like, wait, what side is this?
Now you're kind of implying that you're not a fan of this. I have to say that I love this so much because, one, just because I think it's a fun aspect of this fight, but two, I honestly haven't. I've watched like tons of martial arts movies. I haven't seen anything like this. I've never seen a 5-on-5. Well, I guess it's a 2v2 1v1 fight, but like a 5-on fight, like final fight. That's like never been done before, at least in my experience.
I guess it's interesting. I just the movie was kind of wrapping up, I think. So I think it just prolonged it a little too much. Also, if they didn't like, it felt like they definitively killed him. So if they had like maybe cut that down where it didn't look so severe in the previous thing, I probably would have bought it a little bit more.
I don't know. I like how goofy it is that he's like obviously dead, and then he rises up like the
By the way, he
Undertaker,
got
he's
hit
fine.
with a sledgehammer and then went to sleep with a concussion. I don't think he'd make it to the police. I think he'd wake up going blah, blah, just drooling. If he woke up at all, I honestly don't think he would wake up at all.
Well, I think the movie implies that he's kind of special, I guess would be the nice way to put it. So
little
I guess
bit.
I guess he's immune to that.
You're buying people with autism or whatever are super strong. I have heard that. There's
Yeah.
an offensive term for it that I'm not going to say, but I have heard it.
That's what I was getting at, and I refuse to say that because I would like people to watch my videos and not flame them with comments. But yeah, I just love how like they all keep going back and forth. They keep switching opponents. Like
Yeah.
the choreography in this fight is amazing, and they had 18 days to shoot this, which for like action movies nowadays is unheard of.
Yeah.
Like you won't even get 18 days to do all the fight scenes, let alone one. And this shot, I love this shot. It's so animated.
Oh yeah, this is one of the only times the movie does like this cool split screen with all their faces. But yeah, I have a sample of some of the fighting here. I think it's this one. Yeah. Again, it's cool. It was just like I feel like we're wrapping up, but this didn't need to be that long. He like throws him over the railings and shit.
Yeah, he just clotheslines him over him. It's so cool.
People are just being tossed left and right.
Yeah.
But then Navin sees his wife's ring on the dude's bracelet, on Bow and Arrow guy's bracelet. And he's like, "Oh, you son of a bitch." And he's just like, "I remember this girl. I killed her." And Navin's like, "No."
It would be funny if he's like, "Well, yeah, obviously. What did you think? We don't kill reporters?"
So Navin gets stabbed a bunch, and I did like he gets stabbed through the abdomen, and he puts the blade in, like kind of like Lord of the Rings. He puts the blade in so he can get closer, and he just bites the guy's neck off.
That's great. And then I love he's like using like a ladder on him too. This is where I was referencing the thing. Why don't they just stab him through the pallets? He like keeps beating him with like this ladder, and he traps him. And like Tony, have you ever heard the famous phrase? Don't kick a man you trapped with a ladder if they have a big knife.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that phrase.
It's a more common phrase in California, but like Navin definitely he did that phrase, and he should not have done
that. So yeah, they're both kind of dying. Well, one's dead, the other one's dying. Ho gets stabbed in the neck, and eventually kind of just dies. Wang meets with Navin, gives him his ring, lets him die in peace. Yeah. But then he's got to save his daughter, and Lucha, I don't think he thought this one through.
It's okay, they're fine. They fell into some bicycles.
Oh yeah, thank God the bicycles padded my fall. I did enjoy seeing this, though. A good bicycle fight. I've talked about it on the show in the past, but in Brooklyn years ago, a homeless guy was screaming at a bicycler. I'm not going to mention the race of the two people, but you could probably figure out which one was which. Homeless guy was screaming at a bicycler, and the bicycler picked up his bike and was ready to just beat the shit out of the homeless guy with it. And I'm across the street. I'm like, this is going to be the most amazing thing in the world. But when he picked up the bike, the homeless guy realized that his crazy act got too serious, and then he stopped the fight and walked away. He's like, I thought I was just going to scare the guy, but then he picked up his bike, and I realized he was going to. You can tell he's like, oh no, my crazy act isn't strong enough. I gotta go. I gotta go.
It reminds me of They Live, when Roddy Piper, he picks up like the 2x4 and he hits like a car window with it, and he's just like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry. That's a little far. I didn't mean for us to get that out of hand."
It was like that. That homeless guy got real quiet after the bike got picked up, and he's like, I'm leaving. But I always wanted to see a guy beat the shit out of another guy with a bike, and I finally got it. Got it.
This reminds me of two things. One, the Yakuza games, because you could beat people up with bikes in that one. That's a very common weapon in those games.
Mhm.
And then when Homer Simpson fought the biker with motorcycles.
I think I remember that one.
Homer just has a swords fight with motorcycles.
What the fuck? There's a girl in the chat who wants attention. Everyone ignore the woman in the chat who wants attention, please. So yeah, they're fighting with the bicycles. And he just punches in Pac Lung's face to where he's the only guy who gets facial injuries in the movie, apparently.
Yeah. And like, it sucks because he's the prettiest person out of the main cast.
Yeah, his nose is all fucked, and you think it's done, but then he gets up again to fight Wang. And you think he's won the fight, and you think he's gonna fight the kids, and the kids are ready to fight him, but like, I'm assuming all the punches to the face and falling from onto a pile of bikes, he clearly has like internal bleeding, and he spits up a bunch of blood, and then just like, I have to go home to my wife, and then he stumbles away, and he's like, oh, it's a nice day, and then his brain just turns the fuck off, and he just face plants.
This would have been so out of nowhere, but it would have been funny if they did the thing in Romeo Must Die. Like, did you see Romeo Must Die? You know how like they have the Mortal Kombat, they have the Mortal Kombat X-rays on that one.
That's Romeo. I always get Romeo Must Die and Kiss of the Dragon confused.
No, Kiss of the Dragon doesn't have any of that.
But, yeah, so it's Romeo Must. I knew one of them had it. Which one has the billiard ball where he kicks the billiard ball and then
Kiss of the Dragon?
That's Kiss of the Dragon. Okay.
By the way, we didn't talk about the main guy. There's a really cool Jet Li connection. Remind me to tell you about the main actor in this one.
I mean, you can just tell us now if you want after that.
Okay, well, the X-ray thing. I'll mention that first. Okay. I have like 3 things to bring up right now. I'm sorry, Tony.
That's all right. I went on a whole rant about Skyline. Go ahead.
All right, this is my Skyline, something that's related to the movie. But it would have been funny if they showed Pac Long, like, as he's walking, they just cut to like an X-ray of his brain and it just explodes. And then he falls down. Especially if that would be the only time the movie did that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny that like he dies from clearly brain injuries, but we get established that in the Wang's first scene, he has a head injury.
Yeah.
But that like never really interferes with his fighting. Like, there's a scene earlier in the final fight where he's getting kicked and his head is like smacking into like the railing of the balcony, and you're like, oh, is like something gonna happen to him? But it's just he just kind of fights through it, and I guess he's fine.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that the whole metal plate thing is like, was his whole skull metal? Is that why he's so strong? Is he Wolverine?
He's like Kick-Ass. He's like Kick-Ass, where he's full of just like random metal bits and it protects his body. I don't know. I like how you went to Wolverine and I went to Kick-Ass.
Either works. I called him a Terminator earlier.
But I'm probably gonna get his name wrong. Even though I have it. Shinye Mao. Who plays Wang. Really cool thing about him is that he actually started acting. He was in movies when he was a kid. He was like a martial arts champion, and they put him in movies.
I'm looking here. He's like 1994, 1995. Like, okay, he must have started really young.
So he was in 2 Jet Li movies where he played his son. One of them was called Legend of the Red Dragon, which is like more of like that one's like more of like a period wuxia movie. And then he was in The Enforcer, aka My Father is a Hero, where
right there.
Where he's in the final fight. Both of these movies, he's like fighting with Jet Li. He like ties a rope around, like Jet Li ties the rope around his son, and he's like flinging him around like as if he's like Scorpion Spear, and the son is like kicking the bad guys. It's like an awesome final fight.
He's also in a movie called Peter Pan from 1995.
What the fuck? I didn't see that. But yeah, right now, like he took a break from acting for a little bit, and then he came back, and now he's kind of like one of like the premier like straight to streaming action stars.
Yeah.
Which I think in China it's called iQIYI or something. I can't pronounce it, but like they have their own streaming service, and it's just every week just a bunch of like action movies come out, and he's like one of the main guys there. He has like he's in like these like blind swordsman movies called Eye for an Eye.
Yeah, I'm seeing that
really
here.
good.
Eye for an eye and eye for an eye too.
He's in like he has like a cop series called Fight Against Evil. Don't watch the first one, just watch the second one. Then I heard the third one's pretty good. And then Hunt for the Wicked was one I watched yesterday that I thought was really good. But
yeah, that's one of the newer ones. It looks like you're right. He did take a break. It looks like he took a break between 95 and 2003, and then he took another one between 2019 and 2022.
Yeah, I watched an interview with him, and basically it was just his parents were just like, we kind of want you to be a kid. We don't want you to be an actor for the rest of your life. So like, yeah, he went back to Beijing and then just, had a normal life. And then he was like, I kind of like acting though. So then he came back.
He's one of the few people that goes back to acting.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pac-Lang dies. And then you think Wang is dead, but then it flashes 1 month later.
Do you think he was supposed to die? And then they changed it after the fact?
Nah, I don't think so.
Do you think it was just meant to be like a fake out? They're like, oh no, he's dead. It's like, oh, just kidding, he's good.
I think it was meant to be a fake out, but we get this little flashback to a scene that we didn't get to see where he actually finally tells Navin his name. Then they scatter his ashes because I guess he just had no family.
Yeah.
I guess this guy that he knew for a day to take down a traffic, he's like, yeah, please scatter my ashes. Like, wait, that guy didn't have like a family or friends who could do this?
I guess that's why he wanted his wife back so much. He didn't have anyone else.
It always cracks me up in movies where it's just like a characters barely knew each other, do like a thing for their death. It's like, you barely knew. What was it? Nightmare on Elm Street 4, all the characters are buried in the same cemetery next to each other. Like, none of them had family members in other cemeteries they wanted to be buried. They're all next to each other. So yeah, they sprinkle his ashes. Then there's like some like magical realism where it's like he's at his own funeral for like a second.
Every time I see people do ashes, I just think of The Big Lebowski.
I know. I should have. Oh, damn it! I did that for Fall where they sprinkled the ashes and I cut to it being in the dude's face. I should have did it here, but I got all stuck on Hammer Time. So yeah, the lady cop, the boy, his daughter, they're all looking. They're like, "Wow, what a great guy!" And then she's like, "Dad, finally tell me your mysterious past story." And he starts with meeting her mom, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
I really, really love this movie. Again, I feel like the end was a little too much with the fifth guy in the fight. But other than that, I thought it was really, really solid. I had a really fun time watching it. It's been a minute since I've seen like a really good action, like heavy movie.
Yeah.
What was that one we watched earlier this year? The one about the zombies in the hospital.
Oh,
that was
Zion or something?
Yeah, that one was pretty good too.
I think I don't know who it is because I was just trying to look through the actors to see if I knew him anything. One of the actors in this was in that movie. I don't know who.
Okay. But no, this was a good time, and like when it eventually hit, you can rent it right now on Amazon. That's what I did.
Yeah.
But if it hits like a big streaming thing at some point, I highly recommend you watch it. It is a awesome film.
Yeah.
I hope this director does more shit in the future that I could see.
Yeah, this movie was awesome. This was everything I wanted from it. It's currently it's my favorite movie of the year. It beat out the 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple for my favorite movie of the year.
Did we mention? I don't think we mentioned the director of this was one of the guys from Blade 2.
Yeah.
Did we mentioned that on stream? I know we talked about it off stream.
So I'll talk about the director really quick, Kenji Tanigaki. So he was influenced by Jackie Chan, and he's like, you know what? I want to be a Hong Kong stuntman. And he's from Japan, so he went to Hong Kong, studied like martial arts and stuff. Then he became friends with Donnie Yen, and him and Donnie Yen just made a bunch of movies together. Which, eventually Donnie Yen left Hong Kong to go like be an American stuff. and they were the choreographers for Blade 2,
Yeah.
which Donnie Yen got like a face. He doesn't get any lines, but he got a face role.
Mhm.
And then Kenji was the second vampire that Blade kills in that movie. He cuts his head off with a wire.
And he still does stunt coordinating for American films like the classic Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know why I have this? Because I was like, I have the other two G.I. Joe movies. I kind of want to be a completionist, and this was $2. I was like, fuck it.
I looked at a picture of Samara
Terrible
Weaving
movie.
I looked at a picture of Samara Weaving as Scarlet, and I went, nice. Not gonna watch it. Not gonna watch it.
Yeah, don't let Snake Eyes show you like. Don't let Snake Eyes be a representation of what he did. Go watch his movies that he did, Donnie Yen, or the Rurouni Kenshin movies. He also did the choreography for those.
Just I remember just looking at the trailer, and I'm like, oh, that Snake Eyes guy is talking a lot.
Oh, cool! He gets his costume. I sure hope that's not the end of the movie.
I heard they did a surf Dracula, where at the very he doesn't wear it till the very end of the movie. They surf Dracula him.
Don't worry, Tony. He didn't have to earn the name Snake Eyes. That's just his name. It's not a code name. That's his name.
I'm guessing if you're doing an origins, you have to talk about this. But like, did anyone really give a fuck about his origins? Anyone?
You know, it's funny. That's not even his like. I'm sure if you ask your friends that know about G.I. Joe, they'll tell you the same thing I'm about to tell you. But Snake Eyes was just like a Vietnam vet that like he was friends with a guy that was a ninja, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to come and be a ninja with me?" He's like, "Oh, that's awesome. Now that I'm done with Vietnam." That's Snake Eyes' backstory.
So stupid. Lucha.
Yes, Tom.
We have a patron. He's been driving his car this whole time. Hello, Dude Abides.
Hola. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of working.
What are you doing?
I'm a pizza delivery driver.
Okay, do you need to make a delivery right now, or?
Oh, no. I finished the delivery.
Okay.
I got about like maybe 3-some minutes I could stop by and chat.
I love that people call in when they're on the clock. I don't want to be I don't want to be blamed if anyone ever gets in trouble for calling in while they're on
That's
the
why
clock.
that's why I'm hiding the business name.
Oh, God damn it. Well, what did you think of The Furious?
Oh, I love the review. I haven't seen the movie yet. I've seen Fast and the Furious.
What did you love about The Fast and the Furious while you're here?
When Ja Rule sells Monica. Because he wasn't getting that threesome.
You better be delivering those pizzas fast and furiously.
Oh, the customers are furious and like don't get them in time.
The Dude Abides. Have you gotten any deliveries from IC Wiener?
No, I did the one named Oprah Winfrey. B. Arthur.
Oh.
One whose name's like Big Washington.
Okay. Well, Dude Abides, since you're calling from a car, it's not the best audio. Anything else you want to say before we move on to Super Chats?
We'd really like to meet Manny Muskets and Joey C someday.
That's where do you what state are you in?
Oh, I'm in Michigan, so several hours.
Are you like around? Are you close to Detroit?
About an hour and a half away from the Detroit area.
We have a lot of I've recorded too many things today. My throat is cracking. We have a lot of fans in Detroit. Like when we went there a couple times. I've been
asking if you're ever doing any Detroit events. I would love to go.
I know. I want to do like Astronomicon. Like we worked Astronomicon, and there were a bunch of our fans there. We didn't have a table. I'll look into a Detroit convention at some point. That is something we should totally do. but I love to be up there again. I miss that place. I'm probably the only person who's ever said they miss Detroit. I don't know.
No, not Detroit. Not Detroit.
All right, but we're gonna let you go, Dude Abides. Thank you for calling in. Good luck with those pizzas.
Yep. Let me know if you want any.
All right. And here we have Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
What
Hey,
did
it's my good friend Lucha Steve.
Yes. What
Hello,
did you
Lord.
think?
How you doing?
It's good. How's it? You're the only reason both of you are the only reason I tuned in here. I did not actually see The Furious, but I was also a pizza driver at one point, so there is that.
All right. Well, you should both call in for when we talk about the end of Oak Street, where Ewan McGregor is a pizza driver, pizza delivery man. It actually plays into the plot of the film.
Oh, nice.
You know, funny story of me and Lauren. Lauren was on my podcast, Balance of Cinema, and we reviewed the classic martial arts movie, Heroes of the East, which is my best performing
Right.
video on my channel.
Whoa.
And most of the video is Lauren being like, I don't know who these people are. I've never watched a martial arts movie.
I think like for a solid 5 minutes, I started reviewing Kill Bill.
Yes, because
Yeah.
No,
the actor that plays Pai Mei in Kill Bill is the main guy in that movie.
You know what's weird? The Kill Bill whole bloody affair is just streaming now, and I still haven't
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
I feel like I know they like re-released it in theaters, and then I feel like
I
the
saw it in
Fortnite.
theaters.
Yeah, I feel like the Fortnite section confused people. They
Yeah,
like,
that was just a thing at the. I feel like that's what they're gonna do with Endgame when that's
Oh,
released.
God.
So that's gonna have like a post-credit scene or something.
I always wanted to see like a whole bloody affair cut, and I've been waiting for it, and it's out, and I just keep forget. I feel like they didn't really announce it was hitting streaming. I feel like it's
No, they didn't.
and I'm like, wait, this is like an important thing that I've always wanted, and I keep forgetting to watch it because they advertise it so poorly. And then I sit in bed at night and I see Peacock, and I'm like, I don't have 4 hours to watch this right now. Fuck.
It reminds me when like someone on Twitter was randomly like, "You guys know that HBO Max has the uncut version of RoboCop, right?" And it's like, what?
That's a little bit more accessible. We never had the whole bloody affair. The whole bloody affair. Does it have the big fight scene in color?
No, it's actually. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's in color. Yeah,
It's in
forgot.
color now
It's been a
instead
few
of black
months since I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, because I remember when bootleg DVDs were very big at
Right.
Monster Mania Con. They're frowned upon these days. For a while, you could go to horror convention. There weren't many narcs, and you can get movies early or get different versions of movies. So I had like Shaun of the Dead like months before it hit America. But I got like a Asian release of Kill Bill that had the full color fight scene in it. And I remember my friends were so jealous. I'm like, guys, I got the crazy 88 in color. They're like, what the fuck? So we would like come over my house, we would watch like literally my friends had all seen it, but we would literally watch just that scene because it was so cool seeing it in color.
One of the coolest parts of the whole bloody affair, or at least something I feel like it adds, ironically, by taking something away from the film, because now we're just reviewing Kill Bill again. I think I mentioned it on the on our episode that we did, but they actually take out that cliffhanger at the end of Volume 1 where it says her daughter is alive, which in the context of the story actually, makes it a lot more emotional, I guess, towards the end where you like all of a sudden reveal like, oh, the daughter was alive the whole time. Where So anyway, it was that was one thing I got out of that. All I remember is I really had to use the bathroom because it was 4.5 hours long or whatever.
Well, thank you for reviewing Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, in our review of The Furious.
On top of the review of Kill Bill that I did when we reviewed Heroes of the East.
Lauren, you got anything else you want to say to the chat before we go to supers?
I'm also. Are we allowed to, Lucha Steve? Are we allowed to announce things that we've been working on? I mean, it's your show.
Me and Lauren, we recorded an episode of the Batman 66 movie.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That actually turned out to be a really good episode, and I'm looking forward to it.
It was supposed to come out the week of the the 50th anniversary,
Mm.
and then I didn't upload it because I didn't edit it. So now it's coming out after the anniversary.
Well, good job.
60th.
60th.
Good job. Good job. I watched that last year at the drive-in. They did Batman, the two Batman nights. I think the one night was Batman 66 and The Dark Knight. It was all
wow.
Joker themed movies. The first night it was 89 and Mask of the Phantasm, and the
'Cause-
second night was those two.
Because when I think of Joker related Batman movies, the two that come to my head instantly are 66 and The Dark Knight. There's nothing else that would work for that.
What? I mean, The Dark Knight is probably the biggest Joker movie. Let's not. But yeah, the Joker is everyone's a Batman 66, to be honest.
If only there's one more Joker movie where he's the main villain in it.
Well, Batman 89. I said Batman 89.
Oh.
I said that's why I'm so confused.
There's also
Okay.
The Killing Joke. That was technically a theatrical film, but
We're gonna pretend he didn't mention the animated Killing Joke movie.
cut out the part where I somehow heard you say Batman 66 instead of 89.
oh, I meant you just take a camcorder and film the graphic novel for The Killing Joke, and then put that in theaters. Then that will be.
Night one was Batman 89 and Mask of the Phantasm. Night two was Batman 66 and The Dark Knight.
Okay.
It was 4 movies. 4 movies.
I don't know where the hell my brain went for that one.
I don't know. We've been talking for like 2 hours. Anyway, Lauren, thank you for plugging your guys' collab. Wait, Lauren, are you the one who gave me the Air Force 2 Blu-ray?
That was me. Yes.
Okay, you're gonna like Monday's episode. I show it off.
Hey, all
I did
right.
another
I'm looking
Wolfgang
forward to
Peterson movie, so
Nice.
I had to show it off.
Of course.
All right, we're gonna read super chats. I'm gonna let you go, Lauren. Thank you for
All
being
right.
a patron.
Of course.
Bye, Lord.
Cool. Real quick, we got a boy of the week.
Oh my God, who is it?
It's a sad one, Lucha Steve.
Oh,
I had to give it to him.
I know what you're implying.
This week's boy of the week is our boy Tim Curry.
So manly.
One of the greatest actors ever.
Mhm.
Actor I love. We reviewed a bunch of his movies. I want to review more of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I cannot. You should review Oscar. I just found out he was in that today.
Which one?
Oscar, the Sylvester Stallone movie.
Oh shit! I don't think I've ever even seen that.
Neither have I. Heard it's awful.
Oscar Sylvester. Oh my God! John Landis directed that.
Ugh.
Hey, look. Say what you want about John Landis. He made good movies.
Well, no, it's just the timeline of that's when he like came back, and so I was like, oh, that's probably why people didn't want to see it at first.
Yeah.
It's also,
I'm
I think
sure.
it's also around the time he did Beverly Hills Cop 3, and it's just like,
Right.
oh no,
Right. But no, I was devastated this morning to find out about Tim Curry.
yeah.
But I had to
mean-
give him a W. I had to give him the boy of the week because Dolly Parton was just getting too much attention in Boys Month. She was taking the attention off of Boys Month.
Take me off first, and then go ahead.
What's that? Hold on. Lucha Steve. Hold on, I can mute you. Yo soy Lucha Stevo, Dolly Parton. Dude, literally, I was at the gym yesterday and every single TV had Dolly Parton on it. I'm like, this is too much attention for Boys Month. And Tim Curry was like, I got this. No, I have to now look up more Tim Curry movies to review because I love Tim Curry. That was like this morning. I was like, oh, come on, not Tim Curry. Come on. But I loved him a lot. Go back and check out the Legend review. Clue. What's your favorite Tim Curry role?
Probably Clue would be my first pick.
Clue is pretty solid, yeah.
I used to really like the Wild Thornberrys as a kid, so I liked him as Nigel Thornberry.
Dude, his freaking voice acting is legendary.
It's really crazy that he's like a very prominent voice actor. He was in so many like random cartoons as a kid. He was the main villain of the freaking Mighty Ducks cartoon.
Yeah. What was it? Samurai Cyber Squad, whatever that show was. I used to have the toys for it. He was the bad guy in that. Of course, he was almost the Joker,
Yeah.
but unfortunately got bronchitis. There's still people clinging on to the theory that he was too scary
Yes.
and they thought he would frighten kids. I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. He was in so many
No.
kids things.
They wouldn't like. I don't know why I'm humoring this, but they wouldn't. That would have been something after the parents like made us think about it. Like Zed, they wouldn't. Producers wouldn't have heard that. They're like, oh god, oh, it's too much.
But at that point, he'd been like Ferngully and shit. No one was scared of Tim Curry's voice. So, and even he was just like, I had bronchitis. They had to start recording. I couldn't talk. That's how they got Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
So that was a bummer. Rest in peace, Tim Curry.
No.
Now let's go through these super chats, shall we?
Yes, I'm excited to see super chats.
You're excited to get a message on your phone, apparently.
Yeah.
AJ Wizzle for $4.99 Looney Tunes dollars. Tony, how will you be advising Ridley Scott on his new movie? Yeah, apparently. I don't know how true it is. I think Ridley Scott might have just said he wants to do another one.
Yeah.
And people have decided that means there is another Alien movie by Ridley Scott coming out.
That's what I'm hoping. Like, I know Romulus wasn't great, but I'd rather take another movie like that than more of.
Honestly, I just want more Alien Earth. I'm like one of the minority that loved Alien Earth.
I should really, I need to go back and finish it. I watched the pilot and I was like, this is all right. And then I never watched more.
I dug, as I said in many of my recaps, it reminds me of the weird alien comics I grew up reading. And it also introduces different types of aliens, not just the xenomorph. I'm like, that's a fun way to make it fresh.
That's one thing I've always wanted to see. Like, I feel like when you introduce the concept of, oh, they can go in dogs.
Yeah.
I feel like you should, like, I think that was the game, right? They had the gorilla.
Yeah, well, the toy line. The toy line had all the, but it was never like a gorilla. It was like a space gorilla. So it would make sense. But no, not just like xenomorphs. There's just like the eyeball tentacle. There's like a plant thing. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
Other outside of the xenomorph, and I do think they're trying to build up to an Alien versus Predator, and I'd rather see that. I want to see just one okay one, Lucha Steve. I just want one okay Alien versus Predator. That's all I want.
Yeah.
But no, I will not be advising Ridley Scott. Next up, ran on the shade for $2. Tony stinks. Furries rule. Did I take shots at furries?
No, not in this one.
Okay. Straight Edge Night 19 for $4.99. Yo, Tony, off topic, but just curious, which Batman movie do you prefer, The Dark Knight or The Batman? I much prefer The Dark Knight personally. Here's what I'll say. The Batman is kind of closer to a Batman like comic and story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little grittier, especially with the Riddler. Riddler is a little out of character. So that's probably the closest like accurate adaptation of that type of Batman story. Batman 66 is the closest adaptation of like the weird comics from that time period. But if we're talking about just a movie and entertainment, The Dark Knight just flows a lot better. I feel like it has better action, at least when it comes to the car stuff. So I just enjoy Dark Knight more.
I don't know if Straight Edge Night 19 cares about my opinion, but The Batman is actually my favorite Batman movie. Other than The Dark Knight Rises, of course.
Yes. I mean, clearly he didn't put The Dark Knight Rises because he knew that was the gold standard. I don't know. It's just Dark Knight Rises. I feel like it feels like it's moving faster. Whereas the Batman, it's kind of hard to rewatch sometimes.
Yeah,
the
Batman has everything I want. All of, like the cool Batman stuff. It also does some new things. I think Robert Pattinson's great. I actually like their interpretation of the Riddler. And then the Dark Knight Rises has you.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Here's the thing. I liked what they did with the Riddler. It's just not what you would think of even like the darker Riddler from the comics. The movie was a little different. I like the Batman. I really enjoyed the Batman. I just think it was a little too long. I feel like they could have trimmed some of the shots of him like this.
I actually really love those shots.
I love a couple of them, Renan. Sorry,
Renan.
Lucha Steve. But sorry, you both wear masks when you call it. But no, I just there was a little too many slow shots. And there's a point again. That was another one where it felt like the movie was ending, and then they were like, "Flood Gotham." I'm like, I feel like that should have happened. I feel like we could have cut out some stuff to make that happen earlier. I just hope the next one's not as kind of convoluted. Maybe it'll flow a little better. Although I love the Penguin show. I love that more than the Batman. The Penguin show is freaking phenomenal. So yeah, I'm all on board for the new Batman movies. I just want them to be a little shorter. Brenton Shevin for $5. You can try to use Adobe Podcast Enhance to fix the audio on the Street Fighter video. I use it on vlogs I record walking along the highway. It's insane. No, I can't, because here's what happened. Here's what happened. So we had microphones, but we were, in theory, we were smart. We're like, let's have 2 clip-on mics on Kaylee and Brian connected to one camera. And then me and Joey will wear 2 clip-on mics connected to his camera. So all 4 of us will have microphones in addition to the mics that we're holding, which we're going to the audience. The guy who mixed the audio, he made the movie audio too loud. So people in the audience struggled to hear our really funny jokes. And for a while, we thought maybe we were just bombing, which, I mean, to be fair, we might have just bombed a little bit, but it was hard to tell because no one could really hear what we were saying. Now, my microphone, my clip-on mic, just died right away. Somehow it got disconnected, and I'm the one who talked the most. And Joey C's mic couldn't pick me up that well. He tried what you said, Brian, and there's just no audio on me. Now, the same audio guy who made a mistake said, hey, get me a 32 gigabyte USB. I'll plug it in my board. It will record all the tracks to this USB. And I went, awesome. So when I found out my mic died, Lucha, I was like, well, at least we have all the individual tracks. I plugged that in, 1 second of audio. And then I emailed the venue and said, hey, is there any way that's like still on the board? Didn't hear back. So the Street Fighter video is probably lost to time. Maybe I'll go through and take some stills of what happened, but maybe I can squeeze out like a compilation. But as a full video, I just don't think it's workable. Sorry.
That's a bummer. I was like really looking forward to that when I heard that. I was just like so heartbroken for you because it's like, man, that must fucking suck.
How do you think I fucking felt when I put the footage in and I went, where's my audio? Where's everyone's audio? The most annoying thing is like we took the steps, we did the right thing, and for whatever reason, my mic just stopped. It just stopped as soon as it started. But it was on the same frequency. Joey's were anyway, so sorry. Okay. And here we go with the jewels. Let me pull up. So this one says, hold on. Because I now have to look at jewels. Oh, that doesn't show up on here. Hold on.
This? Is this? Okay.
Huh? What was that?
Oh, me? Oh, sorry. Is that like a Rumble thing or something? The jewels?
No, it's YouTube. It's YouTube. It's
Okay.
the new thing YouTube is doing. But I thought where did they go? Did they like disappear? All right. Well, it was a hiding emoji from Tony and Bove. I don't know if I said that right. That was 10 jewels. 10 jewels for a gold coin from Rob K. Daniel Fall, 10 jewels, gold coin. Daniel Fall, 2 jewels, silver star. Rob K, 10 jewels, happy poop. That was a poop emoji. Daniel Fall, 6 jewels, makeup brush. Rob K, 6 jewels, chili. Rob K, 5 jewels, treat. Rob K, 2 jewels, silver star. What the fuck? I know these are like pennies, you assholes. 6 jewels, chili. It's the chili emoji. 2 jewels, sparkles.
Oh my God, there's so many.
10 jewels, thumbs up. Daniel Fall, 5 jewels, treat. Rob K, 5 jewels, treat. Daniel Fall, 10 jewels, W. I don't know what that is. J Monster for $5. Should review Bounty Hunters starring Trush Stratus. I think that's Trish Stratus.
Mhm.
Or Wrong Side of Town with Batista and Rob Van Dam. That sounds like a winning duo.
I saw that movie. It's not that great.
Oh, no. John Horn for $20. Fittingly, I just watched Legend a few days. I go to sleep most nights watching Legend, to be honest.
Which one?
Well, not Tom Hardy. The Ridley Scott one.
No, I mean which cut?
The
Tangerine Dream
director's
or-
cut. Director's cut.
Okay.
With the Jerry Goldsmith score, of course. Just watched Legend a few days ago because of your videos, no less. What a great career and what a great legacy. Rest in peace, Tim. That dude was still acting, even with everything he went through in like the last 10 years. He was still
Yeah, I
trucking
know.
along. That was a bummer. All right. If anyone has any last minute super chats, get them in. Plug your show again and where we can follow you on social media. I know you're
All
back on YouTube. You're very excited about that.
Yeah. Oh, back on Twitter. I've always been
Oh,
on
Twitter.
YouTube.
Twitter is what I
Yeah.
meant. Yeah.
All right. So obviously, Lucha Steve. I mainly go by MovieBuff3000, which you can just find me at MovieBuff3000 on Twitter. Don't follow me on Twitter. All I do is complain about shit. You can find me on YouTube at MovieBuff3000 or at MovieBuff3K. And yeah, I do a podcast called the Balance of Cinema Podcast. Basically, what it is I just find a guest and we find an interesting or weird movie or movie that we both really love or hate, and just kind of go through it, talk about why we like it or why we hate it, and then discuss what it means to us. Yeah.
Nice.
Recently I was doing month of action with some other wonderful YouTubers, and I procrastinated because of work. And now I'm releasing all of them in August when they're supposed to be in July. So this week, hopefully tomorrow, I should get my upload for Rage and Honor,
Okay.
which is a movie starring Cynthia Rothrock and Richard Norton. And I did that with Derek from oh my god, why did I fucking that's so embarrassing. Bad movies, worse people. Holy crap, why did I brain fart that?
I did it with some guy.
Derek's such like a nice guy. I feel bad that I fucking brain farted that. But yeah, I did it with Derek from Bad Movies, Worse People. We did that the second one for Month of Action that we did. And then next week with Lauren, I'm releasing my Batman 66 episode.
Nice. Let me just check something real quick. I gotta check on Twitch. I see nothing on Twitch, but we gotta check the Rumble rants. Nothing on Rumble. Okay, but Dude Abides, even though he called into the show, left a $5 super chat saying it was an honor to be on Heck the Movie. That's the name of the show. All right, that's it from us, everyone. Goodbye, and check out The Furious. We'll see you later. We'll see you next Boys Month.
Happy
Peace
Boys
out.
Month, everybody.
Happy Boys Month.